I do appreciate you guys and gals joining me today. I'm glad that I was able to get something done. I was able to shoot a video and show you what I got done today. Just some extra cleaning. For those of you who've expressed their interest in getting a house in Japan, especially something like a kominka or a machiya, any type of older house, it requires a substantial degree of, or substantial amount rather, of work, and a large part of that is cleaning. And sometimes it feels like the cleaning will just never end, especially when you're doing it by yourself. So, to those of you who are not doing it by yourself, you're lucky and count your blessings. You should not take that for granted. You should not take the people, the financial resources, the tools that are at your disposal. You should not take any of those things for granted. I know that you hear the bird. I definitely don't take the things for granted that I have, and since I've been here, I've realized a lot of the stuff that I've learned to just become accustomed to and I expect to have, like a moderate level of comfort, hot water, a nice clean shower, a house where I can actually just put on shorts and a t-shirt and walk on the floor in my bare feet without getting dirty or without worrying about, you know, stepping on something or having an insect bite me or something like that. These are the kind of things that you have to deal with in a place like this. So cleaning is a big part of it, and so much has been done over a long period of time to a property like this, to this property and other properties like this, to really damage and mess up the house and the land itself. And if you're gonna take on a project like this, it's really gonna take a lot to get used to it. Most people, it's funny because I even know several people who are renovating properties with money. Some of them aren't really doing much of anything at all, if anything. They're not doing anything in the house. They're just paying somebody to do that. I'm not saying that there's something wrong with that, but I think it's interesting how they're paying somebody else to do all of the renovations and they don't even live there. If you have a family or you have kids or something like that, I get it. They can't live in a house like this. I can't have a kid living in a house like this. That would be impossible. I'd have to have them like on my shoulder or in my arms all the time. Otherwise, it just wouldn't be safe. And honestly, even then it wouldn't be safe. There are just too many things here that could hurt a child. So it's unreasonable. But I will say that I moved into this house before it was really ready for anybody to live in. But I believe a couple of my subscribers said a while back, they talked about how their parents had lived in a tent for a long time, maybe a couple of years. And so living in a place like this would be like an upgrade over that. Yeah, and I get that. I really do get that. Of course, I wouldn't want to live in a tent either. That's not my idea of fun. But, you know, you have to think about what you're willing to do. And in my situation, it wasn't just about, that's the thing. I mean, some people will tell you, you need to make a better plan. Some people just run in and do stuff and then they're in over their heads. Well, yeah, some people, but that wasn't me. I didn't just run into this house and get in over my head. And the reason for that is because part of the reason I moved here was due to health issues and not being able to continue in my regular work as normal. So part of coming here, a large part of coming here was necessity. I had to. I didn't have really any other choice. I don't have anyone to take care of me. I don't have anyone to pamper me. I'm not I'm not a mama's boy. I don't have a sugar mama. um, I I literally don't have anybody to look after me. I'm completely independent. So whenever my health goes bad or I have an issue, I have to solve most of it all by myself. And luckily, there have been some people, some friends to support me, like my sensei, my counselor at the hospital. Yeah, they've been the closest to support me. But now, more recently, in the past couple of months, there have been some other people to really support me financially and in positive ways, like with comments and messages and things like that, such as some of you, my subscribers, and some friends back in the US, and some friends in Japan and other countries, even in China. I have friends that have helped me in several ways, not just financially, but in several ways in different countries. And so, yeah, I do have some people that are not here that have been helping me more recently, and that's awesome. And I appreciate that very much. But being here every day and still without a functioning bathroom or a real functioning kitchen, it's a challenge. I'm not complaining. I'm just saying that it's a challenge. Part of it is because I chose it, but the biggest part of it that you may or may not realize, if you've been following me, maybe you realize, but a big part of the reason why I'm in this situation is because I didn't have much choice. Not really. If I had kept on with my job and stayed where I was at, my health condition would have just kept going down and down and down and down. I haven't made what I would call a huge amount of progress in my health, but I have made some improvements, and so I'm happy about that. And I won't complain. I'll just say it is what it is. You know, I know that that saying is kind of annoying, but it's true. It's just the way that it is. It's just the way things are. So there's no point in complaining. The way things are for me is because this is what I've created either intentionally or by default. And I believe it's the same for you and anyone else. If you're going through some trial in your life, then first of all, I would say ganbate, do your best. You know, don't give up and keep going. In Chinese, they say 加油, just means add oil. You know, just do your absolute best. You know, add some fuel and keep going. Keep fighting because tomorrow can always be better. It's hard to see sometimes. You want to give up. You want to lie down and just say, forget this. You know, I want to be someone else's problem. Let this situation be someone else's problem. But that's not going to benefit you and that's not going to benefit anybody else. If you want to be the best you can be and enjoy the good life, then you need to realize that the problem is your perspective, or the solution, even, is your perspective. So when you're looking around, put on a different pair of glasses. And I don't mean like reading glasses, I mean your perspective glasses. If you're looking around and you're just seeing negative stuff, change that. Start looking for the positive stuff. I can't do this, I can't do that, blah, blah, blah. Great. It would be easy for me to do that and look around and say, because I'm here alone most of the time, then it sucks. You know, I don't have the money and the family support around me and the partner or whatever to do this or to do that, and I spend way too much time alone. Yeah, I could wallow in that, and I have before in the past, but what I have realized, whether I like it or not, or whether I actively do something about it or not, the fact is that that's just, everything is just about perspective and how I view it. So I could just change the way I view it and do what I can to not only believe that tomorrow will be better and really feel in my heart and in my gut and know that things will continue to be better, but they'll also be better in the future than anything I've ever been through in my life in the past. And I do believe that. I absolutely do believe that. Sometimes change hurts, and there are some changes that might be coming up in my life, and I've got, you know, maybe I'll have some big news. Well, one way or the other, I'm going to have some big news to announce regarding what's going on with my life here in the next 6 or 7 days, possibly. At the earliest, 6 or 7 days from now, I'll have some big news to update for all of you. And then after that, we'll see. We'll see what happens here at the house, at the Kominka, and in my life in Japan. So, anyway, the frogs are starting to talk, if you can hear them a little bit. They're telling me, okay, it's time to end the video. It's time to move on. We've heard enough. I guess they don't want me to croak on and on and on. But anyway, that's it for now. Thank you for joining me. The video was really long. If you went to the end just to hear me talk, bless you. If you watch the whole video, double bless you. But just for leaving some positive comments and support in any way, shape, form, or fashion, thank you. Arigatou gozaimasu. そして, I will see you next time, okay? Until then, as always, じゃあね. Bye bye.